Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today is a revisit on Marcel's lot part 3 where I tried to fix this PlayStation Portable. Now I was successful, I did get it working, but it had a faulty UMD drive, so I had to take a UMD drive out of a PlayStation 3000 model and put it into this one. This particular model here had a smashed screen, so I was trying to weigh up whether I should spend out all the money to get this one working when all the money I spent out is going to equal really what the thing is worth. So basically, I was convinced that, well, I knew the fault was on the UMD drive, but I couldn't pinpoint what it was because I thought it might be to do with the power of the laser. And when I was messing around with the potentiometer trying to increase the power, because originally I used the wrong screwdriver, I kind of dented it and then it just went like wrong. It just went wrong basically, and now it doesn't matter where I put my leads, where I turn the screw, it always reads, I think it was 3 or 4 mega ohms. So now no power's getting to the laser at all. But the original problem with this was that this thing wasn't moving. So the red light would come on and it would focus, the laser would focus as well, but it would just keep spinning and the games wouldn't load up. Now I wasn't sure whether it was to do with this motor down here or whether it was an issue with the laser, but I started messing around with the laser and that's where it went wrong on me, and then I mucked it up completely, and that's when I had to take the drive out of this one here. So originally the ohm reading on the potentiometer was 1.38 kiloohms. I upped it to 1.13 kiloohms thinking it might put more power into the laser, but it still didn't work. Now it was only afterwards I went to watch one of, so I finished up that video and I went to watch one of Gadget UK's videos on a PC Engine, and it came up with a PSP video, probably because I was searching for UMD drive problems on the PlayStation Portable. And I watched it, and basically he had the same problem where the red light was here, it would focus up and down, but this thing wasn't moving properly. So for example on my one, when I moved it all the way over to here, it wouldn't move back in. But yet when I took it apart, I seen that the motor was actually moving, because occasionally this would move. Also, when I turned this like this, after a few minutes I seen that this was moving. It's quite a slow process, but the more I turn this, the more it moves. So I was convinced that it wasn't a problem with the actual drive of this, because it is all moving freely. There was no breakage or anything like that. But on Gadgets UK one, all he did was basically get some tweezers and he just moved this in like that. And ever since then it started to work. So that made me get this out again and have a look at it. Now as of when I'm filming this, I haven't actually released the part 3 video yet, or the part 2 video, so I've had no comments from people saying what it is. I'm purely going by Gadget UK's video. If you want to see it, I'll put a link in the description below. So yeah, when I took this out again, I now notice that if I don't turn this with my finger, but if I turn it with, for example, some tweezers, or I'm just going to use the probe from a multimeter, 100% I can feel resistance. So hold on, there. I'm not going to be able to show it to you, there. So basically, let me zoom right in to see if I can show you it jumping, because it does actually jump. 1 second now. Actually, that will do there. Right. So when I do this here, right, there. It's grinding here. I don't know if you can see, it kind of goes shaky. You can see it's kind of like juddering. That's the word, juddering. Right. So here's smooth. Wait. Smooth, judder. I can feel it with my probe. Yeah. So that's why I couldn't feel it before, because with my finger's too strong, I can't feel it. But when you do it very gently, I can feel it juddering. So obviously I've already ruined this because I've mucked up the potentiometer, because on the potentiometer, when I put my meter to ohms, and when I go across here and here, it always just reads, I think it's 3 or 4 mega ohms. Is it even going to read anything now? Hold on, let's go between here and here. The contacts are so small, so this should be a short. Yeah, let's go between here and here. No, okay, so I've completely broken the potentiometer now, so it's not reading anything. So that's why yeah, that's why the lasers get no power. So the last time I turned this on, the red light wasn't coming on. So things were still spinning stuff, but the red light wasn't coming on because the laser's getting no power. But luckily, I did take the reading before. So what I'm thinking is, I haven't got any potentiometers to change it out with. This is the actual potentiometer here, this tiny little thing just here. This thing here. But I've got resistors, haven't I? And I've got 120k resistor and I've got 150k resistors. So originally it was 1 second now, it was 1.38k. Good job I didn't put that in. I was about to put one of these in. No, I need to get a resistor which is just over 1k. Right, give me a minute. I've got this pack here from CPC, so let me see if I've got a relevant resistor. Right, it's a good job I spotted that, otherwise I would still wonder what was wrong. So obviously originally it was 1.38 kiloohms, so I'm going to put in a 1.5, so this is at 1k5. So if you have a look now, if I go between here and here, you can see 1.47, so we're 0.1 out. So let me just go on a few others, see if there's any lower, but I'm pretty sure that will be okay. Okay, quality control must be pretty good on these because they're all really the same, aren't they? Right, I might as well just go with the first one. Yep, 1.46, 1.47. So you can see it's very close. I haven't got a one that's exact, but that will do me. So my idea is, I know that before the reading came from either here to here, so basically here to here is a short, so if I go between here and here or here and here, then this in theory should replace the potentiometer. So put it here. Now it doesn't matter that this is touching the resistor down there because this isn't conductive anyway. So I'm going to see if it's working, and if it is, then what I can do is I can put like a hot glue gun on this bit from here to here to give it strength, and also a dollop there as well. But let's just see if it's working to begin with. Right, okay, let's see what happens now. Just turn it on. No, I'm not going to look directly at the laser, I'll look through the viewfinder. Right, here goes. Yes, look at that, the red light's back. Amazing. Right, okay, what am I going to do now? Let's put a bit of glue gun on that before it breaks. Right, so I'm just going to put a little dollop in here. Whoops, wasn't supposed to hit the ribbon cable. There you go, that's all I need. Right, so there you go, you can see now that the laser's still going to bounce off that can still move in and out. So as long as that doesn't foul against the bottom, then I should be okay. Right, so the grating's happening. Hold on. There, that's where it feels rough. Right, I can see that there's a tiny little circlippy thing here keeping this in. This is like working on the watches again. Let's see if I can get under that to take that off. Really, I should get a bit of blue tack or something, because this could ping off. Okay, it's off. I've got it just here. So if you're ever unsure about taking it off, then what you can do is just get blue tack and then put it on top, and then you see when you lift it up like this, it's going to ping off, but the blue tack is going to keep it in place. Right, I'm just going to have a very quick look under the microscope to see what's going on here. So as you can see, we've got like a worm gear here between this wheel. Don't know if that's coming across. There you go, you can see now. Yeah, so it spins via normal teeth on that one, and then as that spins there on that, and then the worm gear puts this one round here. Right, so let's check for broken gears to begin with. Okay, there's all horrible grease and stuff over this bit here. You can see it's all gooey and horrible, so I'm going to clean that with the IPA again. And I'm going to put fresh grease on it. So there's definitely no brakes on that gear there. The pivot here is nice and straight. And this thing here, see if that's spinning nice. Right, that's spinning nice, so it doesn't look like the issues with the motor. Wonder whether the whole thing is just a little bit bent out of place. Right, now let's have an inspection of this gear here. Right, a tiny bit of grit in there, that could have happened just now, I don't know. Just a tiny bit of black, but I think that's probably happened now with me messing with it. I'm just going to check for broken gears around the edge. No, that all looks absolutely fine. I wonder whether it just got a tiny little bit misaligned. Let's see now if I can make it so it's smooth. No, still great in there, listen. Right, why is it great in there? What's it hitting against? Is it just this bit here? Do you know what? I wonder whether everything's just become slightly misaligned. I'm going to try to move that little pivot a tiny bit over this way. Also, how much play should there be on this one? So that's just on a tiny little spring. Okay, so obviously that's made to move a tiny bit, otherwise they wouldn't have the spring pushing it back. And it doesn't go any more that way, so it looks like the spring is still springy. Do you know, I think it feels alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grease it up. So I'm going to use some mollycock grease, grease it up, and put it forward and back quite a few times, and see if we can get it sorted. I'd love to see this little UMD drive work again, because I hate having a fault and not really knowing what the problem was. So let's put a little bit in here, and where it goes through here. Let's put a little bit over here. I wonder whether just a bit of grease at the very beginning would have helped it out, because maybe all the grease got pushed to either end rather than along the things. Remember, these are getting old now. Right, now let's put a bit on the gears. Feels pretty smooth. Does feel smooth, but it's not clipped down into place yet. That's the grease that I've been using. Right, let's try to put this tiny little circlip thing back in place. And I'm just going to push down on it. Right, there we go. Okay, just going to wipe the top of the gears. Let's see what it feels like now. I'll tell you what, I can't feel any grating. Doesn't seem to be juddering. Let me go slow. No, feels pretty good. Well look, I think it's worth a go. Let's get this back together and let's see if it's going to make any difference or not. Right, now rather than putting it in this one here, because this is now a working one, I'm going to put it back into the PSP 3000. I know it's got a faulty screen, but at least I will be able to see whether it's recognising the UMD drive or not. Because of the placement of the resistor, I've had to make a little hole in the plastic here, because you can see the resistor sticks out, and I need it to travel to go all the way over to the middle. So hopefully now with that hole it will allow it. Right, okay, so it's all back together. Now let's see if it's going to recognise it. Can hear a little bit of noise. Yes, I can hear movement. Come on now. That's brilliant. That's good noise. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! Yes, look at that! It's done it! It's done it! Unbelievable. Right, okay, let me try a different game. And... oh, look at that. Fantastic. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to connect this up to the TV so you can see it in all its PSP 3000 glory. Okay, so I've got the PSP here. I've got my composite lead going up to the TV here. I'm on the correct input. So we're going to plug it into here. Now it doesn't automatically come on. What we have to do is we have to hold down this button here until the symbol comes up on the screen. So don't let go yet. Still don't let it go. Now you can let go when that comes up. And there we go, you can see now it's up on the screen. So let's get this set up with a bit of gameplay. So there we have it, a bit of Super Ghouls and Ghosts. It appears to be working fine. The game loaded straight away. I was able to select the game and stuff. I think that is going to be a working fix. Yeah, that is it for this one. So happy that little resistor and cleaning up those cogs got it all working again. So, thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye now.